So today I want to talk about one aspect of long-term survival that's not mentioned very often. And what that is long-range migration. You may come to a point that even though you are massively prepped, you have a super homestead survival setup, food production, equipment, that your situation may become untenable and you have to move. So bugging out is really talking about short range migration and movement. What we want to talk about today is long range migration. So that's moving a very long distance to a more viable location. This entails a lot of thought and planning and skills that most preppers don't have. A lot of the material I put on my channel over the last 8-10 years has been to give you some of the knowledge to do that. These include improvised and expedient construction techniques. The last video I did on how to survive the dark winter, looking at Dick Prenicky in Alaska and how he built a log cabin. All of these skills can be combined together to give you the capacity for long-range migration. The way you want to think about doing that is if you're migrating through a temperate or a cold environment, it may be seasonally based. Half of the year, 2/3 of the year, you may be able to move without any issues. The problem always comes down to the cold time. So when we look at winter conditions, most long-term migration may be composed of short hops in vehicles, but most large migrating populations don't have enough vehicles, either ground or air, to do it. So the movement of the personnel may be divided into groups. It may be strung out over miles. It may be partially mechanized, but the bulk on foot. And the mechanization may be better served moving supplies and equipment rather than personnel. These are all decisions you're going to have to make on the fly at the time. But what you need to think about is wintering over during this journey. So when we look at long-range migration, you may be going through an area that for 3 to 6 months of the year is too cold for the majority of your people to walk through. So when we look at that, the cold temperature is not the only problem, but the moisture that falls and the wind. A lot of people can walk at -7 Fahrenheit, but if you have a high wind or you have moisture, that precludes most of the population being able to walk all day. Your choice there is to build a winter encampment that's designed to keep you alive for the time period that you can't migrate. Looking at Dick Prenicky and the log cabin he built, or using cordwood construction, sod houses, or things like that, gives you the capacity to winter over while you are in the process of migrating long distance. Now, this discussion has been in temperate and cold climates. Desert migration is a totally different situation, which if you're interested, we can discuss on another video. Please share your thoughts. We'll see you on the next video.